My Mister is a great drama to watch. In this drama, we saw how some of his action and choices made him lose everything, and then how he changed and became successful. Most of us are stuck in the same place and can't come out of this cycle. 2024 is coming to an end, but most of the people haven't even started or stopped in the middle. Life is too short to learn from your own mistakes. In this video, you will learn some lessons that will help you to be one step better than your current self. This drama has some lessons like being a support for your family, being a good person from inside and outside, and some lessons to survive and thrive in this world. Now, for those who didn't saw this drama, I will briefly tell you about the story. It's the story about a man who is working as a construction inspector in a big company, and his junior, who is younger than him, is his boss now. So there is a social judgment going on. His wife is thinking of divorcing him, and she is also having an affair with his boss. And here, his boss is trying to kick him out of the company. So these are the current problem he is facing now. And I want to talk about the second main lead. She works as a temporary worker in this company. Now she do all kind of fraud. She has a loan to pay that her parents has left her with, and she also has to take care of her grandmother. So she can't even flee. Now the story goes like this, that she wiretaps his phone and is trying to find out any secrets to blackmail him and make him quit. But listening to him day and night make her fall in love with him, and so she starts to help him. This is mainly how the story goes. Well, this drama may seem like very dramatic, but it is not. This series was directed in a subtle metaphoric way that you will feel like this can happen to anyone. And that's why this story has some lessons that you should learn. We first need to learn about the mental state of the main character. He is frustrated and broken from inside because he is not doing the work he wants to do, and there is no work satisfaction. So his emotional support are his two brothers, whom the big one is divorced and the younger one is a struggling movie director. At this point, he doesn't even know about his wife affair. His failure in work has resulted in his bad drinking habit, and his marriage life has suffered because of it. This version of him was like living with a dead man. Okay, now that we know about his circumstances and his mental state, there are some things that we can learn from this character. Always be there for your family. In this show, there is a part where you see a person has insulted his brother, who was working as a sweeper in a building stairs. He was begging for forgiveness to him because he didn't want it to escalate the situation and lose the building contract, because it was his younger brother's business and they were new and not very profitable. But the problem is, his mother saw it, and later he could sense that he knew. Man shoulders a lot of hardship to support his family. The pride and happiness they get from providing for their family is priceless for a man. But when that image is destroyed in front of their family, which they worked so hard to build their whole life, then there is nothing left for them, and they can do anything after this point. Like you see when his brother goes to that person for revenge and threaten him. He is a person who stays always cool and level-headed in any kind of situation. So when a character like him do something like that, you know how much weight this carries and how much it means to a man. And that's why you see man not wanting to share his problem with his partner. For him, his image is more important than support from his partner. Women may think that it's a normal thing to do and he should share his emotions, but when he does, you are not gonna like it. In a relationship, there is always a person who takes the role of a guide and the other one being guided, and mostly a man take on this role. So as a woman, when you see your partner not being the support you want him to be, you become uninterested in him. It also affects him when he knows that his partner is going to take the role of the guide and he can relax, then he stops starving for improvement. A mother do that for her child. But if she thinks to do the same for her partner, then it's not good for her and her partner. But as a man, you should always support your family. Don't worry about making them weak, because we men love with conditions. Only a mother can love without conditions. So, as a man, you should always be supportive to your family, mostly in public. Even if your family members is at fault, you never say anything opposing to them in that environment. You always take their side in those kind of situations. Because if you don't, who will? After the issue at hand is taken care of, then you talk with them and make them understand their mistakes, but never in public. Second is, be ready for change. Be prepared for change. There is no growth without change. Sometimes something big will happen in your life that will force you to change. Most successful people has a story of how some incident or situation changed them for life. But that change comes with pain and loss. The feeling of not being able to do anything when your family needs you. That memory you will never forget. So be welcoming to change. If you don't want to experience something like that, the amount of pain and suffering he has to go through for his change, you will never want to be in his position. There is another trait we can learn from him. Be a good person, inside and outside. I didn't mention it before, but he is a good person. He has some morals and he sticks to them. Let's see this scene, you will understand what I mean by that. In this scene, his brother saw him talking with a girl, and they teased him, saying he was having an affair with her. She was listening everything, but he didn't know it then. So this shows his character never waver in any kind of situation. We sometimes go with the flow and become a yes man to entertain that behavior, because this makes our life and socializing easier. She liked him because of his good nature. Listening to him was like therapy for her. Now, if we talk about the main problem that made him like this in the first place, that is work satisfaction. Doing the work you hate on a daily basis and not having a sense of achievement is detrimental to a man. You see, most of the men out there live like that. Most men who live this kind of life are not interested in anything, and you will find them the most boring and lifeless. He was working as an architecture engineer where he was challenged every day, and that gave him a sense of accomplishment. Later his boss switched him to another department. I think the most hideous thing this character has done is to deprive a man from his sense of achievement. The cheating part can be overlooked, but not this. This has destroyed him as a man. The kind of character he is, he couldn't even ask for support from his wife. And so, his brothers were his only support. He didn't share his problem with them, but they being there with him was all he needed. That's the thing that women can't provide. A man needs his friends or brothers in that kind of situation. Even if he is not sharing his problem and asking for solutions, just being with them and having a laugh is all that matters. The problem will eventually go away, but until then, man needs this kind of support so that it becomes bearable. So, in here, he not being there for his wife and his wife not being able to help him was just how things unfolded. No one is to blame here. If you think from a moral perspective, his wife shouldn't have cheated on him, but we are humans and we do stupid things out of emotions. So, this is a very important lesson to remember. Work satisfaction is one of the most important things for a man. But not everyone is looking for work satisfaction. For someone, having a good social life or a good salary is more important than this. He is the kind of a person who later found his own company. So, for a highly passionate person who had a lot of potential but not getting any kind of challenges was devastating. In this video, I have only talked about the story and some of the good and bad choices the character had made. There is so much into it, And if you have time, you should definitely check this out. I talked about how to be a good person from inside and outside, right? Watching this show, you will understand what I mean by that.